One brand in the state of Florida has sold 673 boats, nearly 200 more boats than its closest competitor. And today I'm going to show you real data based on statewide registrations for the state of Florida so that you can see what sells and what doesn't sell, and maybe help guide you with your next purchase, because all this information helps when it comes to resale. And what I'm going to show you is the 12-month rolling boat sales from the 20 to 30 foot size range, and who sells the most in the top 10. So we're going to start at the bottom at number 10 and go all the way to number 1. This past weekend I was at the Sarasota show, and I heard salesman after salesman showing off their wacky Euro who knows what boat and saying how it's the best boat at the show and you got to take a look. But at the end of the day, you got to buy what works for you. And the data I'm showing you here is real. It's based off statewide registrations from 20 to 30 feet. Nothing larger, nothing smaller, because we're not going to count some little Zodiacs or 33 foot whatevers. This is stuff that like the average guy buying his first, second boat needs to see. Seafox boats. Seafox has sold 156 units over the last 12 months rolling in the state of Florida, which sounds kind of like a lot of boats, but when you get to the top you realize that's a very small amount, and they're grasping at straws or clinging on the edge to keep in the top 10. Their number one size for a very base level production build that gives you bang for the buck, but are you getting the best bang for your buck? I'm not really sure. They decided to not come to the Sarasota boat show, so I had not a lot of boat content to film there. And I could understand that if you were number 1 or 2, 3, or 4, but I think they probably should have come. Their number 1 selling size is 26 foot. They have a 268 Commander and a 268 Traveler. Number 9, a brand that I actually sell and represent. So if you're interested in one of these, feel free to send me an email, call me. Grady-White, building a very premium production boat. From a 21 foot center console all the way to the 306 Canyon or 307 Freedom, qualifying for this survey here. So the number 1 size is 28 foot. Now Grady-White sold 167 boats, 11 more than Seafox, and the boats cost 2 to 3 times as much. And the 285 or the 281 Coastal Explorer are going to be their top dogs in the race, which is impressive because most of the other brands we're going to find do big volume on the 21 to 23 foot range. The 285 Freedom's their dual console, 281 Coastal Explorer, more of a bay boat hybrid, but a very well made, well put together premium product for the saltwater market. Number 8 on the list, another big name, high production, high quality, supposedly, boat. Number 8 is Boston Whaler. We've got a 280 Outrage. Their number 1 size range for sales over the last 12 months. 79 units. They have 4 different models: Outrage, Vantage, Dauntless, and Conquest. The second most popular size is 21. Number 7, Sea-Pro Boats. They've got 234 units sold, and this is the only brand to show an uptick in the state of Florida over the last 12 months. And that is crazy because I don't really see a lot of Sea-Pros. I'm actually walking around one of the largest marinas in Southwest Florida, and I haven't seen one yet. Their most popular model is the Sea-Pro 245 FLX, which is their sandbar boat. The 242 center console, and the 240 dual console. Length overall, 23 foot 9 inches, which is kind of odd, and I'm maybe missing something how registration data picks that up. But they don't have a boat that registers in the 24 foot class other than that. So that's what I'm going off of. Maybe it's based off of model number. All right, guys, it wasn't really sitting well with me that Boston Whaler and Sea Pro are on an uptick for the year over the last 12 months. Somehow, those two brands have managed to climb while the rest of the market has declined 7, almost 8%. I did a little bit of a deep dive. I checked into what zip codes are selling the most boats to see where in Florida is the hotspot. And wouldn't you know, it's Venice, Florida. What's in Venice, Florida is Freedom Boat Club. And Freedom Boat Club rents Sea Pro and Boston Whaler. I had one of my customers log in and show me what was available to rent or use for the day, and it was Sea Pro and Boston Whaler. That is proof that of those however many registrations we have for the last year, they don't really count, in my opinion. But I'm at the dock at Freedom Boat Club, and I'm going to show you. We've got a couple little whalers there, 17s. We've got a 19 down on the end. And this is a small Freedom Boat Club location. They are all over the country, all over the state, and Venice is just the hub. So of those locations, of those registrations, it's just the boats in Florida. It has nothing to do with what's in Venice. It's all over the state. It's going to affect your resale value. You're going to have to explain why your boat's 30 or 40 grand more than the Freedom Boat Club boat 2 years down the line. And obviously you can say it's a rental, but it's pretty tough. I dealt with it. Cobia used to do the same thing, and it was a little bit of a pain in the ass. So something to think about when you're buying your new boat. And you've got plenty of options out there. You've got plenty of good options. I just figured I'd share that with you. Let's get on to the next one. Number 6, another brand that I represent, Pathfinder Boats, Maverick Boat Group. Their most popular model or length is 24 foot, the 24 Open and 24 TRS. Pathfinder sold 259 boats with a very strong 98 units sold in the 24 foot length. By far, this is the highest concentration of boats sold at any length yet, and that 24 TRS is a pretty impressive boat. An interesting thing about Pathfinder is their boats built by fishermen for fishermen, and it's one of my favorite brands. I've owned many. The TRS stands for third row seating, and their open is their open fish, which is a little more hardcore fish boat. You might be asking why any of this information is important, but it's all very important when it comes to selling your boat a couple years down the line. You want to be able to sell something that people want, that's in high demand. And when people are buying boats, it's for a reason. It's not because they like them because of the name. It's because they like them because it's a good ride. And it's a lot of value for the money. Here we have a view of the 24 Open. Awesome fishing boat right here. Stepped hull. Very high quality production boat for the bay boat world. And when I say production boat, I'm not talking about custom builder. You've got very intricate wiring, all Gemlux hardware. The boats ride great at speed. Number 5's Tidewater. They opted to not come to the Sarasota Boat Show. I've been searching for a Tidewater. I've got a giant marina with not many to find. 306 boats sold. I'd put this in the same category as Sea Pro or Sea Fox. It's a solid, budget-friendly brand, decent quality, and their most popular size, 77 units in the 22-foot class. Their second most popular size is 24. 77 units at 22 and 72 units at 24. Pretty impressive numbers. Number 4 coming in with Robalo, 41 units ahead of Tidewater. 347 units sold. Their top selling size is 25 feet with a huge 104 units. They offer the R250cc and R257DC. I've sold quite a few of these on the used market, and I have always been impressed with the ride quality. Number 3, just outside of the top 2, we've got Sportsman, a semi-premium brand here. Their most popular size is 23 feet with 124 of these sold over the last 12 months, followed by 24 feet with 85 units. The boat you just saw there was a 232 open, kind of changed. Now it's, I guess, a 231 open, and then they have the 231 Heritage. I'm going to pull up the specs there for you to check them out. This past week I sold the Sportsman 247 Masters of 2022, and I was blown away at the action that I had on it. The boat had been on the market for 2 days. The phone rang off the hook, and it was like a race to get to the boat to buy it. It was priced at market value. Very well clean, very well kept, clean condition. And that's exactly what you're looking for when you're buying your boat or buying your next boat, because you want to find something that is going to have excellent resale value. Almost to the top, number 2 with Key West boats, which surprises me a lot. 486 sold. Barely ahead of Sportsman. 7 boats ahead of Sportsman. But they're winning for now. I'd put them in the same category as Sea Fox, Sea Pro. 198 boats sold in the 24-foot range. And that's kind of weird because I don't see a lot of 244s on the market, or at the boat ramp, or anywhere really, at the sandbar, zooming around in the water. Now, if you sell Key West, you might say, oh yeah, obviously that's our best selling boat. So, could be wrong here, but I think it's referring to the 239 FS, the 239 DFS, and that's their dual console. So those are like their semi-entry level center console, dual console, and they ride nice. They're foam filled. The weirdest thing about Key West is they haven't modernized anything with their hull. Their consoles, everything's kind of just basic and the same as it ever was. They keep that long sweeping bow, giving you a really large LOA, but a small running surface, giving you Carolina flare, but a little bottom to the boat. And that's going to matter when you're like pounding through chop. I've had good luck selling them on the used market. And finally, we are at the end. Number 1, Sea Hunt Boats. A massive 187 boats ahead of Key West, taking the lead. I've been selling this brand for nearly 15 years. They've always stayed competitive, even through COVID. And they're usually the first to make the smart moves. They're the first to put a side door in a 23-foot boat that I know of. And now here we are. Almost every boat across the lineup, 23 foot and up, has 1 or 2 side doors. A very important, notable thing with Sea Hunt, many of their features are standard. And where this really comes into play is when you're going to resell your boat, because when it comes time for your buyer to get financing, the banks don't use, oh, it's got a 12-gallon live well, it's got a 15-inch screen, they don't use any of that. They just use the straight up data of the hull and the motor, and if it has a trailer, I don't even think that counts. So when your boat has all that standard equipment loaded into it, that hard top that you want to click the add on to that doesn't count, it's already standard, so it doesn't matter. The number 1 selling size, 26 foot with 143 boats and an impressive 117 boats in the 27-foot range. They've got a 26 Ultra that is their only 26-foot class boat that they have. But then in 27, you have a 27 Game Fish that I have here with the single side entry. More of the hardcore fishing machine. Multiple live wells. They have this available in a forward seating or a coffin box model. Different powder coat options, speaker colors, diamond stitch upholstery. And here we have a 275 Ultra forward seating, also available in a coffin box. And again, the Ultra is going to have that dual side entry. Sea Hunt has always been pushing the boundaries. They're the first ones to come out with a rebate of all the manufacturers that I sell. They're the first ones to double the rebate, and they were the first ones to quadruple their initial rebate. So $2,500 to $5,000, now $10,000, and all of a sudden people are coming out of the woodwork calling about Sea Hunt boats. If you're interested in the best price in Southwest Florida or anywhere and you want an easy sales experience, feel free to give me a call, and I would love to help you out with the Sea Hunt or any of the brands I represent. And if there's anything you're looking at, you're interested in my opinion, I'll give you an honest, real deal market analysis and review. Just drop me an email, please. It's at the point where you can buy a used Sea Hunt and a new Sea Hunt for not too far apart. And sometimes there's value in you putting the first hour on the motor and knowing everything that's going on with the boat. And if it's a few $1,000s, it might be worth it.